guy is quickly rising up the ranks of friend of the channel status.
Unbelievable.
He is accelerating up. You ever play Mario Kart and you
Hmm.
hit the little bump that increases the speed?
Hmm.
Like it's a little thing and it makes you go faster.
Hmm.
DDG's doing that. DDG's doing Mario Kart right now in real life on conscious approach. And
Hmm.
he just keeps hitting the little speed humps that make his cart go
Turbo.
faster. Yeah. Um, so here we go once again. DDG has reappeared. He has reared his head once again on the channel. This time for catching a bit of flack on the internet because he bought his 1-year-old child a Ferrari.
Uh-huh.
And when I say Ferrari, I don't mean like the Tyco toy or the remote control or the little Tonka truck that's a mini thing that's battery powered. I mean an actual Ferrari.
Yeah.
So this says DDG responds to intense backlash over buying Halo a Ferrari he can't drive. DDG and Halle Bailey may not be together anymore, but that does not mean they don't still have a ton in common. Perhaps their most important shared love is that for their 1 year old Halo. In fact, Halo celebrated his first birthday over the weekend, and there were plenty of storylines to make their way throughout social media. However, there is one in particular that seems to have the entire internet in an utter state of confusion. By now, you have probably seen that DDG bought his son a Ferrari for his birthday. No, we are not talking about one of those small kid cars that everyone wanted with the Sears catalog. Instead, we are talking about a real Ferrari with a high powered engine that can go from 0 to 60 in the blink of an eye. Overall it is easy to understand why this is such a ridiculous gift for an infant. Simply put, they can't drive it. Moreover, it would be unsafe for them to even be a mere passenger in the vehicle. With all of this backlash in mind, DDG decided to go after his trolls on social media in typical DDG fashion. He flexed his wealth and urged his haters to start doing better in life.
Oh
In,
Lord.
in words, mad because they son playing Hot Wheels and mine's playing with Ferrari and M's. Just work harder, gang, he wrote.
Wow.
Considering the man is a YouTuber, he knows how to stir up drama while also getting under people's skin. He has no problem playing the villain role, and he pulls it off extremely well.
Oh, he
as
did.
for as for that Ferrari, only time will tell whether or not DDG keeps it until Halo is old enough to drive it. By then, the car might be out of date or out of style. One also has to wonder if DDG will be driving it himself in an act of pure selfishness. Is it any of your business? Who knows? Well, he put it on the internet, so
Right.
yeah, I don't understand the point of saying that. But so this guy, um, quickly rising up the ranks of internet trolls, as far as I'm concerned.
Lord
But
have mercy.
here's his latest antics in his effort to become a professional troll. His 1 year old son is now the proud owner of a Ferrari. So, what do you think about that? And what do you think about his response to the haters? A very Tina Knowles esque, I would say.
Well, I mean, this is now. See, Tina was doing a real defense of her daughter, real old school. Like I said, cuss you out without cussing type thing. This here is just straight up trolling. This is. Oh yeah, I'm going to flex by buying my son that can't even walk a Ferrari, and then of course people gonna get mad about it, and then I'm a just flex even harder. Like, to me, so there's two things going on here. A, yes, he is trolling, but B, it's not because he's choosing to troll. It's that he can't see anything else outside of what just happened. Like that's his only gear. Like he really bought a Ferrari for his son because I'm gonna piss the people off with this one. That was his only train of thought. You know, um, a wise man can play a fool, but a fool could never be a wise man. And this guy is in just straight up. I can see if he was a wise person that stepped down to play fool, just so he can, algorithm plays or whatever. But that's not what this was. He's just a fool. So when we tie in all of this stuff that we've been covering so far with the DDD saga, okay, this young man, this is his only gear. He can't hit another one, and so everything he does is either trolling or just flat out ignorance. And so, of course, he's going to drive it. So it's not really his son's on. I don't care whatever he's going to say, you know. And then to double down to say that, they kids is playing with whatever, but mine's is in a, you know what I'm saying? And then work harder gang. Um, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with this.
Please do. Please do.
My whole thing is with this guy, and as far as how we know things work, I'm pretty sure this guy DDG did work hard to get where he's at. He's all over everything as far as people know who he is, and he makes it to the conscious approach. But he's definitely somebody that is being propped up, and he's an industry guy. There's people out there that are more talented than DDG. There's people that do work harder, I would say, than DDG. But DDG put himself in a position to where he can do these things and afford these things. And that doesn't necessarily mean that he's working harder than other people that are definitely more talented than him. This guy is willing to do or whatever things that other people aren't willing to do. So has he seized his opportunity? Yes, he has. Has he put himself in a position for him to have M's? Yes, he has. But that doesn't mean that people out here that are in your field don't work as hard as you or more talented than you or anything like that, man. So the lack of humility here, along with the just straight up trolling, yeah, man, this guy went from, hey, who is this kid? Okay, I can see why he said that, to, oh, man, this guy again. No wonder he said that. You know what I'm saying? So wild stuff with this dude. But what are your thoughts, bro, on DDG out here buying a Ferrari of all cars for his 1-year-old son? And then on top of that, when people had a little bit of problem of it, he wanted to turn around and windmill and dunk on everybody. What are your thoughts, man?
One of the common themes that you'll hear like you see this a lot with pro athletes, because that represents the largest, I would say, portion of disenfranchised people who are able to like come into money and be the first in their family to do something. Well, it's not just with professional athletics. You also hear this a lot with like, you know, people within a family and nobody in the family ever, pursued a higher education. So you'll get the first child in the family to come along and pursue higher education. And so you'll hear you'll hear the phrase breaking the generational curse. As in, my lineage thus far has been here economically and financially. I'm going to be the first individual in my lineage to break the generational curse and actually have a legitimate chance to pursue financial freedom. I'm breaking the generational curse. And that's a theme that you hear oftentimes, but oftentimes you hear that within the context of, I'm going to do something that those before me were unable to do for various reasons, circumstantial, environmental, or otherwise. So I'm the first to do this, and hopefully I can break the curse, and those after me in my lineage can continue to do it, so that it becomes more of a normal thing, that it becomes more of a mainstay. But there's a different type of generational curse, in my opinion, than just being the first to seek new opportunity. There's also the generational curse of a lack of financial literacy. Like, that to me is also a multi-generational curse. Like, you can have people, and the tour, I would argue correlation but not causation in terms of how the two are related to one another. Seeking new opportunity to be able to acquire financial freedom, and then also being able to break the curse of a lack of financial literacy. I would say the two are correlated, but I wouldn't say that one necessarily causes the other, because I don't know enough about that. I just know that they're both related. This to me is an example of a generational curse of a lack of financial literacy. The boy is 1 year old, so obviously he's not going to know right. He's not going to know left from right. He doesn't know what's happening. He's 1 year old, and his dad is using him as a prop to flaunt. To flaunt, yeah. So DDG is effectively using his son as a prop to flaunt his earnings, his purchasing power, his buying power. That's literally what's happening here. But what I think is subconsciously taking place is the perpetuation of a lack of financial literacy from one generation to the next, that next generation being his kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of feel like you're walking on eggshells by doing stuff like this. Because if you really wanted to flex on people, like this is just me personally,
Yeah.
I don't really care about the fact that you bought your son a Ferrari because I understand the value of, I know what like wealth looks like, and wealth looks like appreciable assets, not those that depreciate.
Right.
And a Ferrari, as cool as it is, depreciates the minute you buy it.
Mm-hmm.
The same way that all cars depreciate the minute you buy it. So to me, that's not a flex because you're flexing something that immediately depreciates in value and will continue to do so over time. So if he were to go on social media and talk about how he bought his son this priceless piece of wall art, I'd be like, damn, that's pretty G. If he said that he bought a plot of land that he put in his son's name, I'd be like, that's pretty impressive. Bro did his thing with that. You know, if he bought a plot of land that he leased to businesses, and those businesses are in turn going to pay him rent to be able to have their business on his land, and a lot of the deeds have his son's name on them, I'd be like, that's pretty cool. Bro did his thing with that. But this momentary thing where you're flexing on the internet by using your son as a prop to show off your purchasing power, to me, that's nothing more than rapper talk.
Exactly.
Like you could have did that in a rap song, and I'd have the same reaction because that's what you're doing here. You're being a hip hop guy. I don't care about any of that. To me, all you're doing is exemplifying your lack of financial literacy. And all I can do is hope that your son doesn't follow in your footsteps because something tells me that as his child gets older, so long as he continues to be an active participant in his child's life, he's going to keep doing stuff like this because that's his mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So, I hope he gets a momentary cathartic release from being able to flex to all his haters online by showing them that he was able to buy his son, quote unquote, because I agree, it's really his car.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope he gets a momentary cathartic release from being able to show all his haters what he's able to do by going and buying a Ferrari. Because to people who know better, such as myself, you made yourself look like an even bigger fool than you did when you wax poetically on Instagram talking about how you need your Instagram to be more popping so that the next guy can't come along and steal your girl away from you. So good luck to him. He continues, in my opinion, to perpetuate ignorant mentalities, and hopefully he figures it out. But who knows if he will?
And honestly, and well said, bro. And what this young man is doing, and that's what I'm saying. Like for him to be out here with the flex game and just telling people that, oh yeah, you need to work harder. Well, there's people out there, like I said, that do work hard, that are talented people, and they're good at what they do, but they weren't willing to do what this guy has done to get to where he's at. And one of the reasons why he is out there and promoted and on all people's feeds is because he does dumb stuff like this, and he promotes the generational curse, and he's not against it. Yeah, because if he was anti, curse, he wouldn't be in people's feeds. He wouldn't be in people's algorithms. But this guy here is promoted because he's out here he's an agent of chaos, in a sense where he's just a pawn on the board for the new generation of young people to get them caught up in the same goofiness. And so that's what I'm saying. So there's no high level here, like the article is trying to imply that, he's out here. There's no high level thought here. He's a pawn on the board and he don't know it. And he's out here promoting and perpetuating a generational curse that he don't know about. And he's just out here just being ignorant and doing dumb stuff and saying dumb things. And so, yeah, man, I don't care for this. DDG has worked his way into the doghouse. Uh, okay, although he's you know what I'm saying, a friend of the show, he's also worked himself into the doghouse here. And
Who's who's more in the doghouse, DDG or Fat Joe?
damn, that's a good one because I forgot about his lion ass stuff. I gotta tell you what, man. Both of them, I can't. That's like saying which one's your best child. They're both in the doghouse, man, because they're both doing the same damn thing. I guess Fat Joe's deeper in it because he's just an idiot too. He's an idiot too. I can't even give him credit for being outside of pawn on the board because he's just a pawn too, and he don't know it. He's just an old pawn, you know. So both of them belong in a doghouse. They're both in there sharing the damn same cot in there. So yeah, man, kick rocks, DDG. And point well taken, man. You know, using your infant as a prop is that's low grade flexing, bro. That's bottom tier.
Yeah. To shart on everybody else who doesn't work hard, quote unquote.
What's that, man?
Yeah, it's silly because you're right. There's people who are just as talented who work just as hard, and they did not, essentially want to sign up for becoming industry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Hopefully he figures it out. But I think we have perhaps reached the point where it might be time to, at least for the time being, retire DDG from the channel.
Oh no, he's not.
That's the thing. If he does something else that's just so worthy of being used as a case study for commentary here, I can't help it. We're gonna have to use it. So we'll see what you guys want.
We gotta cancel out. Yeah, he's gonna do what he does, but you know what I'm saying? We gotta cancel out the bad vibes. So yeah, if he comes out with something else, man, we'll come with our energy to neutralize it. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Good luck, bro, because I'm pretty sure you feel real good about that flex move, but to me you just look like a clown again, bro.
Hey man, good luck, Halo, man. You got your work cut out for you, young man.
Yeah. Halo is literally going to go cry in his Ferrari.
Yeah, seriously.